His name is Loop. Her name is Purl. They're turning yarn to things making ghouls with strings. You are here, and they are here too. This is the Loop and Purl podcast.
Happy Halloween! Thank you for joining our Halloween episode of the Loop and Purl podcast.
Yes.
So is this your Halloween costume? What are you?
Yes.
I am orange. Is this your Halloween costume?
No, but today I am Cat.
This is the Loop and Purl podcast with Orange and Cat.
No, this is Louie.
I'm Louie, and this is Jules.
Yes, I also go by Purl.
And I go by Loop.
But only on this podcast.
Yeah. We did a little backwards there, but it works.
We always do it backwards.
Yeah.
This
so
guy,
is there any such thing as backwards if it's always backwards?
Anyway, this guy crochets.
I'm the crocheter.
Yeah.
I make a little amigurumi guy. She is the knitter.
Mm-hmm. And I make sweaters and blankets and scarves. Oh my. This episode is our 10th episode. We're the double digits.
10th one. Double digits.
Mm-hmm.
We're no longer an infant any longer.
Yeah, we're preteens.
We're now a preteen podcast.
And it's our 1 year anniversary of doing the podcast. Does that make us 1 year old and not,
we're
10 years old? We're babies.
We're still babies. Yes, definitely. Well, and if you watch the first episode and you watch this 10th episode, I think you already see a lot of growth, a lot of change. The camera's a lot better. She's got a haircut.
We're wearing costumes.
I actually got a haircut too.
You did.
We both got haircuts. We were so prepared.
But not prepared enough to put out an episode in September. Oops.
Yes, sorry about that. The life has been busy. I mean, it's been busy for everyone.
We went to a wedding, not in our town, which was really fun and it was beautiful. We've had some friends stay with us, vaccinated friends, so we feel nice and safe. What else?
I did a booth at a fair. It went really well.
Super well. It was Treasure Fest.
But it was exhausting, but it went very well. It was a lot of fun.
And we both released a ton of patterns in that time.
Ton of
So
them.
we're gonna share those.
Yeah, we got a lot to show you.
Louie, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
When was the moment, or the earliest moment you can remember, when you realized that crochet was more than just any other hobby for you?
Was more than just a hobby for me.
Yes.
I think probably the first time that I realized that crochet was something special was probably the first time I gave something to someone and they were like, "Wow, you made this." Mm-hmm. But I think the first time I realized that it was more than just a hobby was when I was dating my first girlfriend. I wanted to get her something really big for her birthday. And so I wanted to get her a computer because she was going to go to college and not have a computer. So what I decided to do was raise money by selling beanies to all of our friends and just like strangers too.
Crocheted beanies.
Crocheted beanies, yeah. And I made $2,000 in a month by just selling...
In high school?
In high school, yeah, by just selling beanies. And I crocheted so many beanies. Like, I was crocheting like... Oh, yeah, I got carpal tunnel for sure. Like, I had to wear like a little strap after it.
That's not good.
But once I did that, I realized, oh my gosh, I just made $2,000 in a month selling beanies. And these are just to like people that I knew. Mm-hmm. I bet I could make... I bet I can make this a job. I bet I can make this a thing.
Crochet empire.
Yeah, an empire. And so that was when I realized that it was more than just a hobby for me. And I think simultaneously, my dad, when that happened, my dad was like, I expressed my love for crochet and that I wanted to make this into a job. And my dad was like, okay, cool, but maybe you should think about other jobs instead, because he didn't really think that this was going to be a viable option. Mm-hmm. And that especially pushed me into like no way, like now I definitely am gonna go full force into this. So I would say that's probably like a big turning point for me from turning it from a hobby to something more than that, to like almost like a definer of who I am in a way. How about you?
Well, mine's also tied into beanies. And I started knitting in earnest in college. And my mom saw an opportunity for me to find a job that I would actually find interesting that wasn't in an office. Because at the time I thought, I could never work in an office. I'm too creative, right? So she thought I should go to the local knitting store and apply for a job. And so I went to the local knitting store. I had an interview on the spot. And they gave me a job and I started working there. And even then I still saw knitting as a hobby because, sure, I was working at a yarn store, but I wasn't like a designer or anything at the time until my coworker urged me to write down a pattern for a hat that I made up. It's a colorwork hat that has a bunch of hearts on it. I call it the Hearts on Repeat hat.
That was your first pattern?
It turned into my first pattern. It's a free pattern. And it went really well because I released it right before Valentine's Day. Oh. So a bunch of people on Ravelry were like, I'll just knit this super fast for Valentine's Day. So many people did that one day a customer came in wearing the hat.
Oh my gosh.
It was really cool. Yeah. And I thought, wow, okay, I want to do that. I want to keep designing. Yeah, and that
changes everything.
It brings so much joy to hear someone say that they made something from my ideas and they did it in their own way as well. Like they used different colors, of course. And, people always judge patterns. And I think that's what's so lovely about knitting. You can really make it your own. You don't have to follow the pattern exactly. But anyway, that was the moment where I was like, yep, I want to do this.
That is really cool. That's like being recognized on the street. Like having that's so cool.
Which actually happened to me, a knitting person.
Oh yeah, since the last podcast actually. So this is something.
I was eating lunch downtown and this really sweet girl named Stephanie came over and said, "Are you Jules?" And I'm like, "Yes, who are you?" And she said, "Sorry, I follow you on Instagram. You're Knit by Jules." I'm like, "Oh yeah, hi, how are you?" Big hug and all that. It was really sweet.
That is so freaking cool.
It's very sweet.
That is so cool.
Almost as sweet as Jimbo here wanting our attention.
Yes. Yeah, we might be holding him a lot more often in this podcast. I mean, if you've been watching the podcast, you know how Jimbo is.
Yes, he wants attention.
Yes, he is a co-host.
Yes.
One of the three.
So now that we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary as a podcast, we thought we'd do a little contest/giveaway.
Yeah.
We're going to give away 10 patterns, either 10 of Louie's or 10 of mine, either 10 crochet or 10 knitting patterns, to a random comment on this video. And here's how you do that. You just comment below with the reason why you love crochet or knitting. And we will randomly choose a winner in the comment section. And whether you talk about knitting or crochet in the comment, that's the prize you'll get. 10 patterns each.
Yeah, we're essentially doing 2 giveaways because we'll do one to a knitter and one to a crocheter.
We'll have 2 winners.
Yeah, so choose one or the other, and we'll take that little group of people that have said, I really like crocheting because A, or I really like knitting because B, and then we'll pick out one person from each of them and we'll give them 10 of our patterns. So that is the plan. Stan.
The
so
man.
Comment down below. Also, the whole like, subscribe, all that jazz.
So today we thought we'd start not in the middle of the room, not at the side of the room, but over in the corner.
Oh, I get where you're going with that. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Perfect
segue. So, welcome to the Crochet Corner. It has been a second. There has actually been quite a lot of different patterns and tutorials that I've come out with since our last podcast. So I probably won't hit all of them, but I will hit the ones that are most recent, the ones that are from October specifically. I think, these are all made this month. So first off is the newest design. The newest design is actually something I've been working on for quite a long time.
Yes.
I've had this in the process for like years in rough drafts and asking for people's advice and simplifying, making it a little bit easier. But here we have the carnivorous alien plant, aka Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. At least that's the heavy inspiration. I love this pattern. I think it's so cool. This was actually this month's Club Crochet kit also.
Wow.
So,
did they get the pot too?
Yeah, it came with the pot and everything that you need to make this. It has wire for the neck.
I'll be your Vanna.
Yeah. The neck is actually posable, so you can turn in different ways. And it's actually not technically attached to the pot. So it's on a needle. I don't want to take it out right now because it's kind of annoying to put back. But because it's on a needle, you can put it into actual soil. So you can put it wherever you want.
You can put it in your garden.
Yeah, you can put it in your garden. You can put it in your cat.
Why? Why would you poke your cat like that?
I mean, if you
don't do that.
If you have a very furry cat, you know.
No. Anyway, so you crocheted this.
Okay, don't put it into your cat. Whatever. Yeah, so this this was the latest design. It's Audrey too. I'm really, really proud of it. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of parts that get sewn together, but because it's taken me so long to like simplify it, I mean, it's definitely a more advanced pattern, but it's not as complicated as it was when I first did it. I really simplified it down to being step 1, step 2. So I'm really, really proud of this pattern a lot. So I hope you like it. There are some kits for this too. We have a few leftover kits. And I think we'll probably be restocking with more soon. So
on clubcrochet.com.
Yes, on clubcrochet.com. Everything that we talk about in this will be linked in the I think in the description, definitely in the show notes, which will be the top link of the description.
That's my job. That's what I do.
That is what she does.
She forgets I do that, but I do
that. Next up, we're jumping back into the world of burbs. I can't get away from burbs. I just can't get away from them.
Why would you want to?
Yeah, I'm never going to. So the newest burb to be added to the library is these crocheted crows.
Do you spell them CROWCHET? Crochet?
Crochet. Look at you.
It's still
crochet. Oh my gosh. How did I not think of that? That's really good.
I need to give props where props are due. I got that from Emily Crochet. Emily Crow, she is a crochet designer, and she recently tested one of my patterns, which I'll talk about later.
Oh my gosh. Her name
is Emily Crow. And
well, thank you, Emily. Yes. That is a great, I'm totally going to use that as a description when I post this. This is the newest crocheted burb. It is a crow. Now, if you've been watching this channel before, I've shown quite a lot of different burbs of mine. But burbs are secret agents that look like birds, but really... Well, I guess they really are birds. Oh, I forgot that I gave him cheeks. Oh, look at those little cheeks.
Little blushing cheeks. I'll put them down.
Yeah, it kind of looks like his eyes because his eyeballs are so dark and you can't really see it. This is what they look like under their head. So they are they're birds disguised as other kinds of birds, and this is the newest one for a crow. Which is actually a more simple pattern than the other ones because you don't need to do any color changes and stuff like that. Well, I'm really proud of it.
Are the eyelids optional? Because I noticed one has eyelids and one does not.
I'm actually really glad you asked that. The eyelids are definitely optional, and I am working now on a tutorial for how to make bobble stitch eyes, so how to make these eyes, and it'll include tutorials for how to customize your eyes with eyelids and stuff like that. So
that's super cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
I'm very proud of the crow.
We have a tree.
Crochet.
We have a tree in our backyard that's full of crows, and earlier this morning, at least 20 of them were having a fight with each other.
I know. Wonderful. We were like, "Dang, why couldn't that have happened during our podcast?" It's the first time we have a sound outside that we actually wish was happening.
Get some spooky sounds.
Yeah, right, Jimbo wishes so too.
He is so hyper.
He is crazy. You should see his eyes. They're like. Anyhow, next up, let's see. A new free pattern that I came out with. So this pattern is one that I've actually kind of had in the library before, but I've simplified it, come out with new versions of it. It is for a little tiny crocheted witch hat. I've been doing hats every month. I've been adding a new hat, and I'm going to keep doing that. Just these little miniature hats. So this is the newest free tutorial that I came out with. Free. And something also that I've been doing this month to go with these new tutorials is I started doing left-handed tutorials. I don't know why I hadn't been doing them before. My dad is a lefty, and he makes it very obvious that like left-handed people need special treatment.
No, they just need equal treatment because everything is right-handed.
Yes. That's what I meant.
Equity.
Like yes, equity. So I have been making all of my video patterns left-handed tutorials as well. So this one is the first one, and I'm working my way back. So I've done the Audrey 2, the crow, and the dragon from last month. I started to make them into left-handed video tutorials, and I'll continue to upgrade past ones to be to include a left-handed video tutorial too. So if you're a lefty, I'm sorry that it's taking me so long.
But now you're on it,
Yeah.
which is good.
So those are all my newest designs from this month. Next is my selfish crochet. I really like the selfish crochet. I was kind of like, I just didn't want to crochet the other day, and I just wanted to make something completely brand new that I hadn't made before, not using an old pattern, and just kind of like having fun at crocheting.
100% original.
Yeah. So I decided to make something totally new, which is a bobblehead. It's me as a bobblehead.
And I'm sure that there are crochet bobbleheads out there, but like not a Louie
I
one.
I never seen them,
But
but
not a Louie.
yeah, they might be out there. And it was really not too tough to make.
He looks just like you.
He does look, yeah, this is just the first draft. I think next time I'm going to make his nose a little bit smaller. I want to make one for you.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I'm looking forward to the Jules one.
Yeah. I really like it a lot. What I did to make it a bobblehead, and I will be coming out with a tutorial for this in the future, but what I did is I just used a spring. I think you might be able to see it in there. Let me see if I can get closer here. Ooh, right there.
There it is.
You can see there's a spring there from a pen. I just used the spring from a pen and just connected a head and a body with the spring. It wasn't...
Rest in peace, pen.
Yeah, it really wasn't too tough. But yeah, so tutorial coming out eventually. Definitely am going to be working on one. I want to make a tutorial where you can make anybody into a bobblehead. That's kind of the goal there. Mm-hmm. So you can make your friends and family and stuff. Mm-hmm. So this is the latest selfish crochet. I'm not sure when it'll be a pattern, but it will eventually. Look, it's even doing it to like me. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the upcoming designs. So these aren't really upcoming designs. In fact, this is a great 10th episode anniversary, because I think in the first episode I showed long pigeon, right?
I think you did too.
Yeah.
I think it was in our preview picture on YouTube.
So this, let's see if I go really close. This is long pigeon.
Clearly, I find these really adorable.
Yeah.
I can't stop laughing whenever
it's so funny.
May I do the honors?
Yes. Well, let me explain first. So long pigeon is from our first it's from our first episode, I think. But it is a bird with a very long neck, and this is going to be celebrating Club Crochet's 4th anniversary as our pro kit, because long pigeon is always ready to party. Ah. There we go. He's got a party hat on. Isn't that cute? Look at how cute he is with this little party hat. So this is long pigeon, and then I'm also going to give people the option to either do long pigeon or long turkey. And now, now I know what you're going to say, okay? So just don't even say it.
Just don't say it.
We all know what you're going to say.
Don't
okay?
say it. This is long turkey.
This is long turkey. Is it long? Yes.
Can I? Hold on tight.
He's got a big little pilgrim hat on.
He's like Abe. He's Abe Lincoln.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Abe Lincoln wanted our state bird, or not state bird, our national bird to be a wild turkey.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I don't know. Was it Lincoln?
Yeah,
really?
It was Lincoln.
Wow.
Because he thought that their wily nature and like stubbornness and, and strength were all things that embodied American.
Like, I love the taste of turkey, but turkeys are definitely the dorkiest
we wouldn't be able to have turkey at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you're right. It would be like a whole thing.
It'd be a whole thing.
Yeah, I'd like to see the universe where they did make turkeys into our national bird.
We were also this close to being a nation that spoke German instead of English. There was a vote in Congress really, really early on what's our national language.
I'm really glad we don't speak German. Just because it's hard.
It was a very close vote.
It seems very difficult. English is really difficult too.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. But anyhow, so these are the newest upcoming designs. These are going to be the kits for next month. And I mean, I love them. They're so cool. I love them a lot. Love. Yeah.
There's so much to love.
Yeah, so much to love. We all know, okay?
Oh no. Just don't say it.
Just don't say it.
Just
You don't need to say it.
You don't need to say it.
We all know.
You don't.
The last thing that I wanted to talk about is a shop update. So I added a few new pins. Oh, you can see them right there to the shop. I just basically did some color changes to the old pin one. I made a pink version, which I really like. I like the white border a lot to the pink one. And then I made a rainbow one, and I love the rainbow one. Honestly, the rainbow one is my favorite. So yeah, those are just some new pins that are added to the shop. And that was the last little thing I wanted to tell you.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that is the Crochet Corner. And then next up, actually, I think that's it. That's all. That's the end of the episode, probably. I think there. Oh, shoot. Wait.
Oh,
Jules, I totally forgot.
What?
We need to say goodbye. Oh, wait. No, wait. I'm sorry. There was one more thing. And that would be the Knitter's Nook.
Thank you. Oh, the things I put up with. So I have a lot I want to talk about today, but I'm going to keep a lot of these little segments short because they are items that I've already talked about. Are you picking Jimbo hairs off of my
No, I'm picking
cat fur?
Jules' hairs off of your
Oh, great.
cat
This
fur.
is wonderful. Anyway, so first I want to tell you about my latest designs. I've released 2 patterns since our last episode, one of which you've seen a lot, so I'll be brief. This is the Seaside V-neck. I think last time I talked about it, I was still calling it the So Very V-neck, and I decided to change the name because it was too similar to another pattern and I didn't want confusion there. So I decided to name it the Seaside V-neck because one of the colors in the sample is called Seaside, and we live by the sea, and so does Nina, who dyed the yarn. So I don't have the main sample with me. It's in our local yarn shop on display with Nina's yarn and a beautiful little display in the middle of the store, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So this is
really
the
cool.
prototype version of the V-neck. So these are not Nina's colors. These are other yarn dyers, and this was just a prototype so I could see if I knew how to make this V-neck shape here. And this pattern is available on my Ravelry store, Lovecraft store, and Payhip store. Links are below if you are interested. Next up is my other design. It's another sweater. It's the color block sweater, or color block pullover, I should say, which last episode I had just finished. And I was so excited, and we talked about it quite a bit. What's that face? Oh, he really loves how fuzzy this is.
It is pillow.
It is pillow.
It is so nice. It's so soft.
The reason why it's so nice and soft, it's brushed alpaca silk.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So
I didn't know alpacas made silk. With those hooves, how do they do?
I don't know. That takes some real artistry. So I did something a little different. I held the yarns together to add like an extra oomph and structure, and so it didn't look sheer like one strand tends to with this yarn. It comes in 5 colors. This yarn is Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk in 5 colors. I think they're, let's see, curry, off-white, pink, denim, and periwinkle. Those are the colors.
Legit, I don't think you've made anything that I enjoyed touching more than this.
Except for the cardigan version of this, which is the exact same yarn.
Yeah, well, sure. But that's yeah.
Speaking of which, I have a little promo going on where if you buy the cardigan pullover or the cardigan, you get the other pattern for free. So it's buy one, get one.
So do it.
So go get it.
Get it.
Ravelry, Lovecrafts, Payhip.
Yeah, look how clean the stripes are, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Look at that.
Oh,
So
you
great.
noticed.
Yeah. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
What's this? Da, 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 da. Are we gonna
Some
get
knitting
like?
on the table.
Are we gonna get deleted from YouTube if I sing that?
No. That's our cover version.
I have been doing a little bit of selfish knitting, and I cast on a shawl pattern from Olga Jazzy. She does some really cool design. She is living in Japan, and she likes to do. What are you doing?
I'm looking at like how crazy it's like structured. It looks like a raspberry.
Well, I'm actually thinking, here, let me explain a little more what's going on. So this is a basket weave texture that Olga has put in this shawl. And it just makes, if I spread it out a little more, you can kind of tell.
Oh, yeah.
It has a basket weave pattern, and that will be more prevalent when I'm finished and I block the whole thing. So I'm thinking of this as my cherry pie shawl.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally a cherry pie. Yeah.
And what's extra cool about this shawl is I just started. I'm barely like a fourth maybe the way through, because there are armholes that are going to go
what?
up here. And so I can wear it as like a vest or wrapped around like a shawl or do all sorts of really cool things. That's what's really cool about Olga Jazzy Pattern. She likes to make things that you can wear multiple different ways.
In diverse ways. That's super interesting.
So
super cool
this
stitch.
yarn is Madeline Tosh, I think, Sport.
Oh,
yes.
You used Madeline Tosh before.
Yeah, Madeline Tosh is like a staple in my stash. And the colorway is Tarte, their most popular colorway.
Oh,
when I worked at Imagine It, we were always sold out of Tarte because it was the best color.
It's beautiful. I mean,
Thank you.
seriously. I can see this being like so many different colors too, and so cool.
Yeah.
Really
so this has been my selfish knitting when I have been a little annoyed at my designs and they're on timeout and I need to knit something else.
When they're on timeout. You're on timeout.
But I will say, I have to have the pattern in front of me while I do this. I can't quite memorize this pattern.
It looks complicated.
It's very particular along the edges, the way the increases work every round. But that said, I really enjoy it, and I cannot wait to wear it around Christmas time.
Oh my gosh, it is so cute.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll be wearing that during the Christmas episode.
Ooh, I like that idea.
That'd be cool.
My cherry pie shawl. So it's been a while since I've had a stash acquisition update. Usually when I get yarn, it's because I know exactly what it's going to.
Right.
It's going to a design right away. It doesn't really like sit in my stash forever. I'm not, I don't have a huge stash either. I've made quite a dent. I've made quite a dent. He's being mean. Anyway,
you should see your dragon's hoard of yarn. I have one too, though, to be fair.
I
so
think
I
his
can't
is
like
bigger.
Mine is
more significant.
Mine is more significant and less organized.
That's probably,
which makes it wild.
It probably looks bigger because it's less organized.
Which is why I keep it less organized, so it looks like I have a larger stash, like a real dragon.
Yeah, that's why he keeps it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I did a little bit of shopping. There was a special little get-together at the Royal Bee, our local yarn store, where a bunch of people who are involved with the annual Lambtown Festival came together to meet in person safely outside. And with that came a few impromptu trunk shows from some of the yarn dyers who are a part of Lambtown. So I've never actually been to the Lambtown Festival in person. I only heard about it during COVID, and they haven't had an in-person event since COVID hit. So
where is it?
It's usually in Northern California. I think in Sacramento. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh.
But Sage, my best friend who originally taught me how to knit in high school, and then I forgot. Anyway, Sage goes almost every year. It's one of her favorites. I haven't been myself. I haven't experienced it myself, and I know very little. I just know I'm very much like on the periphery of this community.
Yeah.
But when I heard that there was a meetup in person at our local shop, which is a 10-minute drive, I thought, why not?
Yeah, like how?
Yeah, I'll just go and support them. And so I did with my time, presence, and money.
Wow.
So I bought this from Seismic Yarn.
That is your color.
Yes. It's called Escape. And Seismic Yarns is run by Ava, who is just a wonderful human being, who is a local San Franciscan living in Daly City. And she has 2 kids that are her dye interns, and they help her.
Her dye interns?
Yeah. If you're not following her on Instagram, please do. She's just a wonderful human. So she has this in a lot of different bases, and this is a new base for her. So I'm honestly not sure what the base is called, but it's 75% extra fine superwash merino and 25% silk. And 437 yards of lovely soft rainbow.
I feel like this is the color of your blood.
Yes. Don't stab me, but if you did.
If you did, it'd come out like unicorn blood. Rainbow and beautiful.
I have a really good friend, Heather, who likes to call me a unicorn in a human suit or a rainbow in a human suit. She kind of like switches between them. So yes, you're right. A rainbow. I bleed rainbow.
Yeah, Jules is all about rainbows. Loves them.
Oh, I'm probably going to use this in a sweater that has a colorwork yoke. I was eyeing this like stained glass.
You're gonna add
sweater.
colorwork in? With like one solid color?
Yeah, so there'll be a solid color, and then you do the colorwork in this, which changes as you go. So the rainbow is gonna be kind
It'll
of
be like a. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I'm still figuring that out. In the
need
meantime,
like
I'm just gonna love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think you'd need like probably a really contrasting color to make that like all the colors in this pop, like a dark like black or
I was
gray
thinking if I am going to go with the sweater route, I'll do a dark gray, which is more
You can make it
wearable,
like a
and then
rainbow.
black to outline.
Oh, that's cool
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You can make it like a cloud, and this is the rainbow coming out from the rain.
That's cute. That's very cute.
Yeah.
He's adorable.
Anyway. It's very cool. I like that yarn.
I
would never wear it, but I love it.
Oh, well, it's not for you. It's for me. I also got a few skeins. I'm going to put them down on the table of Sea Change Fibers. Which blend is this? Shoreline Sport, which is half wool, 25% silk, and 25% linen. So when it knits up, it's going to be, it's going to have that linen texture and that drape to it. And it's not going to be too warm for our usually warm climate here. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. I might design a shawl with it, but honestly, I might just go on Ravelry and find a shawl design that has 3 colors with the white being the MC and just do a selfish knit. I'm not sure yet.
It looks like this looks like sailor yarn.
Yes, these are my colors when it comes to designing. I tend to design with a lot of blue. Mm-hmm. I really like peach tones, as you saw with my scallop tee recently. And I like them together a lot too. These colors, by the way, in case you're wondering, this is Trish, who is a local community member who's best friends with Sarah the dyer. So she gets her own colorway.
I want yarn named after me.
Me too. Mola Mola is the blue, and Au Naturel is the off-white, I would say.
Mola Mola. Do you know the name?
I don't know. I don't know what the story is behind Mola Mola. We have to check that out. But anyway, Sea Change Fibers is local to Santa Cruz area. Her name's Sarah, and she's also a lovely human who, every time I work with her, gives me extra yarn. It's just like, here, take it. It's just like, give.
That's a great signifier of a very nice friend.
Yeah, she's a really great
Gives you extra yarn.
Last but not least,
I love this one.
I have a really special shawl design that I finished a few weeks ago and is currently in testing. It's called the Late Sunset Shawl.
Look how beautiful
this was one of the secret projects I mentioned last episode that I couldn't talk about until now.
Here, grab that side and then lean over a little bit.
Okay.
Look at that. Look at the wingspan on this bad boy. Look at how beautiful it is.
Thank
my
you.
Gosh. So when she was making this on the couch, she was doing these stripes in it. And I was very skeptical. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work out.
You were so skeptical.
Yeah, I was trying to push her away from it. I was so wrong. It is so cool. The stripes.
We caught it on camera.
Yeah. You're going to make a loop of that and just play it before you go to bed. I was so wrong. The stripes are wonderful. Look at how beautiful it makes. I just love it. I think this is one of my favorite things you've ever made.
Thank you.
It's so cool.
This is also yarn from another local dyer. This is Cormo Fingering from Sincere Sheep. And yeah, sure, let's put it on the table so we don't hurt our arms. So she has some lovely mini skein sets. So I looked through her mini skein sets and I realized I really wanted I wanted a blend of pink to purple to look like the clouds after a beautiful sunset when the sun is gone and the yellows and oranges dissipate. You're left with these fantastic pink and purple clouds. So the MC is a light gray to signify the clouds.
What does the MC stand for?
Main color, sorry.
Oh, okay.
And then the CCs, the contrast colors, are those pinks and purples that I imagine when I think of a late sunset, hence the title.
Oh, I love it.
So these are all the bright colors are mini skeins. And this part here, the stripes he was mentioning, he means like these vertical ones. Mm-hmm. This is brioche stitch, which is a little complicated.
But the back is like exact opposite.
Yeah,
check it out.
Yeah, so that's what's cool about
Look at
brioche.
how cool that is. I'm sorry. This is just so cool.
No, don't apologize. This is it makes my heart all over
such
fuzzy.
a cool. I really think this is just such a unique I want this on the wall. Like I want you should make like this could be in a frame. It would be so cool.
Thanks. Well,
very cool.
Art. So I had
art.
done a swatch, but I needed all my yardage possible for this, so I unraveled it. But maybe I'll do another swatch in the future and frame it like we have frame swatches.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you knew this. We have We had a wall of stitches in our first or second episode we started it.
Oh, in like the first 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And we moved them onto the bookshelf for now.
Yeah, so these are just swatches that she made and we put them in frames. Mm-hmm. This would be so cool in a big frame, like an 8x10.
Yeah.
Like a full, that would be so cool.
Yeah. So anyway, so this is brioche stitch, which is a little advanced 2-color brioche. And then the gray in between here is a wave lace pattern, which helps shape the edge of the shawl, which I'm so glad worked out because I wasn't sure it would. And then these stripes are actually garter eyelet stripes rather than just garter, which was my original plan. I decided I wanted a lot more eyelets. I wanted this to be really see-through, so it could have a lot of air in it and it could feel more like cloud-like, more light and wind-like, and not heavy. I didn't want it to be heavy.
Yeah, like a fog. Like you can see through it a little bit. Like a
fog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. You know, something I noticed that this is the first time I've noticed it. What? Is this stripe right at the very edge.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that before. I love it.
Thanks.
There's like even these little things that I'm noticing about this. And I've seen this quite a lot over the past month.
There are a lot of details in this that I'm super proud of. I ripped this thing out like 5
many times.
6 times.
She started like, well, maybe I'll make it this way or maybe I'll make it that way. She kept switching it up. You know what? It was so worth it. It came out perfect.
Thank you.
Just beautiful.
I'm really proud of it. It's very different from my other stuff, but it still feels very much me. I have 3 wonderful test knitters who are working on it now. One already finished, which kind of blew my mind. And I hope to have this released by the end of October, but it might have to wait till November depending on how long my testers need because it is this pretty large shawl. And yeah, if you want to check out Sincere Sheep Yarns, you really should. This is Cormo fingering, and they have so many colors. It's all naturally dyed yarn as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Love it. 10 out of 10 design.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on our 10th episode. It's been a wild ride, a great year. We're excited for another year. Hopefully more than 10 more episodes in the next year. Fingers crossed.
12 is the goal.
12. We can make 12. We can make 12.
Don't forget to comment below with the reason why you love crochet and or knitting. So you can be entered to win either 10 crochet patterns from Louie or 10 knit patterns from me. And your stories of why you love the crafts can vary completely. Yeah. It could be about your grandma who taught you how to make a crocheted hat. It could be the feelings you have when you crochet.
Could be that you really like to take the time to listen to amazing podcasts. And I really like to listen to this podcast. I don't know, like a Loop of Purl one or something.
Or like you just really think Jules is great, so you just knit all her patterns.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hear that a lot, actually. A lot of people say that. Well, happy hooking.
Happy knitting.
Thanks so much for watching Pasta La Pizza and...
happy Halloween.
Yes. Whoa. Let's do an evil little smile. Okay. Bye.
Bye.